Hello everyone, and welcome back to Limbus Company. Now, the Mirror Dungeon 3 has just released, and we are going to be taking a look at that and going through a run in this video. But first, since it's only a single ego, I wanted to take a look at Pursuance Rodion, and just essentially run down what it is and what I think about it. So, Pursuance for Rodion. It's a 26 plus 8, which is a really good roll of 34. It can definitely clash with some high skills. Attack weight of 3, pretty nice. On hit, inflict 1 sloth fragility next turn. After attack, heal 2 other allies with the least HP percentage for 30% of this unit's max HP. Basically the same thing as Mersault's version. I don't remember if it's more or less. I think it's the same, so yeah. And then if you get a heads attack, if the target is staggered or defeated, apply 15% of this unit's max HP as shield to allies that this unit healed. Pretty good support ego. Very helpful in a sloth team for that 3 target sloth fragility. And then some extra healing and a bonus shield if you successfully pull it off. Costs 4 sloth and 3 pride, which is interesting to say the least. I think this ego is best used on Daichi Rodion, as do most people, but she doesn't actually fuel the ego because Daichi has no pride. And with her sloth being on the skill 3, it's also pretty difficult to get the 4 required for it, so if you are using it on Daichi, you definitely need some help to be able to get this ego up and running. It is interesting to note, though, that Rosespanner actually fuels this perfectly, having Pride on the skill 1 and Sloth on the guard skill. So it's, even though it's probably better on Daichi because she can actually take advantage of the sloth fragility, Rosespanner will have much more success actually being able to use the ego without any other Sinner's support. The Corrosion is the same roll, just a negative coin instead. Before attack at 50% minus HP, attack weight plus 2. So if you're low on health, you hit more people. Nice. On hit, burst Tremor, and deal 20 SP damage, and if they're staggered or defeated, heal 7 SP on self. Interesting. So while the Awakening version probably is better for Daichi with the sloth fragility, the Corroded version is actually more synergistic with Rosespanner because it bursts Tremor. Yeah, just because it bursts Tremor. And as for the passive, a lot of people have already talked about it. It's just Lithograph. Whenever an enemy is staggered, the ally with the least HP heals 4%. Very good, very good. So, overall thoughts. It is a He ego, so that means it's competing with 4th Match Flame. I would personally use this over Fourth Match Flame simply because Fourth Match Flame is a negative coin. And having it be a positive coin is just more reliable, honestly. But yeah, that's basically it for this ego, so now let's go check out the Mirror Dungeon. Alright, so here we are in the Mirror Dungeon. I'm gonna be going in with a basic bitch charge team because I don't know. I honestly haven't used charge IDs in a while, so I kind of want to. So yeah, let's go with this. What is going on here? Oh, interesting. Is this cost? I don't know what the symbol means. I think that might be cost. Anyways, this is fine. We'll go in with this. Oh, blue. That looks nice. That looks real nice. So I don't really know anything about this. I'm going in completely blind. I heard there was a bug. I heard there was a bug in regards to the third floor boss where it soft locked you, but supposedly that's been fixed. So we shouldn't have to worry that much about that. So far, the Mirror Dungeon seems pretty normal. Yeah. Nothing too exciting so far. I'll probably just skip most of it in post until something actually exciting happens, so see you whenever that is. Alright, first shop. Looks interesting. Nothing actually very useful though. It's really nice that you can actually sell gifts, but we don't really have anything we can sell, so the UI looks very clean. I like the UI change. It's very nice. We could refresh, actually. Try and get something better. Let's do that. Let's do that. Oh yeah, here we go. Something actually useful. Nice. The Circulium Vitae. Awesome. And up next, we have the skulls. This is normal, just regular stuff. Nothing new. The same as before as well. On to the first boss. Let's see if this is actually different. Ooh. The first boss is the Rosespanners. Very interesting. You know, one of the reasons I'm actually running a charge team right now is because of Rodion. So we can actually use Pursuance. Because I think that will be cool. Very nice. Very, very nice. Kind of a simple animation for the Awakening version. So, it's cool. But I wouldn't necessarily say it's the best animation out of all egos. It's still good, though. We'll check out the Corrosion version whenever I eventually get enough ego resources to use that, because Dawn's Rip is the only thing that's actually fueling Sloth right now. I don't actually remember if this was a boss in the other mirror dungeon. I think it was, but it was like a third or second floor. And here we go. What is... Ooh, this one's new. Burning Intellect? After defeating an enemy with a burn effect, 2 allies with the skill that inflicts burn gains 1 damage up at the next turn start. That's kind of cool. That is pretty cool. It's definitely not good for the team I have right now, but if it was in the Liu Ishmael solo video that I had before, it would be good. So we're going to take Lithograph. Dang, we didn't get nothing. Oh, this is nice though. Unlike last time, we actually get the Tomorrow's Fortune at a decent time, so that it's not just complete garbage. I wonder what this is like. Fuse gift. Enhanced gift. I don't really know exactly how this works, so I'm probably... Let's test it out, see what happens. This one gives a poise thing? Weird. Let's see what happens. Let's find out what happens. Ah, I see. That's what happens. So it seems to give you a random ego gift when you fuse them together. Interesting. I thought maybe it would give you, like, a unique ego gift. Heck yeah, we can use the overclocked version. Let's go. Let's see what this looks like. It'll be cool. Here we go. Nice. That's definitely a cooler animation than the default version. Is it better though? Debatable. So far the mirror dungeon seems pretty simple. Not really anything that different. Maybe it's only the bosses that are actually changed. I kind of hope that isn't the case, but you never know. Alright, floor 2 boss. Let's go. Boo! Boring ass boss. I'm just... Dang it. The heck is this? I don't want to fight this guy. He's a loser. I could have already been fighting him in the previous mirror dungeon. I hope I'm not just getting, like, incredibly unlucky. You know? And that it just doesn't... It just straight up doesn't give me anything new. That would suck. Like, I kind of want to fight some of the new abnormalities that were in the Kanto 5 dungeon. Maybe even fight Ahab at the end. I don't think Ahab will show up, though. Ahab's probably only a hard mirror dungeon version, if I had to guess. So as much as I would absolutely love to fight Ahab, it's probably not going to happen. Which is mighty unfortunate. Yeah, this boss is nothing to talk about. I think I'm just going to skip the rest of it. And here we go! Stuff that's actually interesting. The Bell of Truth, that's a new one. Inflict one fragile this turn to enemies affected by Tremor Burst. Activates once per attack skill that triggers Tremor Burst. That's cool. Also usable because we've got Rosespanner, Rodion on the team. Alright, another shop. Let's go. Let's see what's in here. Nothing that interesting, to be honest. Blue Zippo Lighter! Yay! One of the best gifts there could be. And nothing else that we really care about. Cool. Bloody gadget. Thank you very much. Enhancing. Fusing. So I have heard that fusing things, there are some ego gifts that might be exclusive to fusing, but I'm not sure what they might be. This could be something. It seems like it's actually something instead of it being just straight up nothing. Let's find out what this is. This is not even remotely close to what I thought it would be. What? Okay. I'm not quite sure what this symbol at the bottom means. Oh, thanks. That's real good. That's real nice of you to just give me that. I love it. I love the white gypsum. Yep, that's it. Oh, this is cool. Here's something new. Fluorescent lamp. Turn end. If there are enemies or abnormality parts with a rupture, apply 1 damage up or 1 haste to a random ally next turn. Repeat number of enemies or abnormality parts with rupture +1 time. That's kind of cool. I do want to power this stuff up, though. It seems like it'd be interesting. Oh. 1 fragile this turn and next turn. Apply 2 additional instead of just 1 for lust for that. Okay, that's cool. And then this one just does it more often. Cool. Let's upgrade this thing. And then we could upgrade it even further! But we don't have enough cost for that, so can't do that. Oh well. On to the boss. The floor 3 boss. Talisman. Boo! Nothing new. This is boring. I don't know how interested you guys would be in watching something that's not new. But hey, at least we get to use Pursuance again. Let's go. Everybody knows how to beat so that no one will cry. Ever since the Refraction Railway. He's a pretty easy boss. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know what I should be commentating right now. I know I should be talking because otherwise it's just like, who really wants to just sit here and listen to some guy talking about a random gacha game, right? It's kind of interesting, but without somebody commentating over it, it's like, why even watch it, right? There's no point when you could just go and do it yourself, basically. Maybe I should have used a more interesting team, but this is the first run of the new Mirror Dungeon, and so far, aside from a few new ego gifts, there's nothing really interesting going on. New UI, new ego gifts. There's supposedly new bosses, I think, maybe. Haven't seen any of them. Maybe it's only on the 4th floor where they're new. Haven't seen any new basic regular encounters. Like, I was kind of half expecting to be fighting against some of the mermaids and like the pirates and stuff, but so far no dice. This guy's pretty dang easy though. Like, I'm barely even thinking about what I'm doing, to be honest, but I don't know if that's because of the boss or because I'm running a charge team. Also, what the hell are those coin rolls? Oh my gosh. That bell though is pretty cool. That bell ego gift. With the fragile, and then also keeps it for the next turn. Very nice, very nice. Easy boss though, very easy. And what do we get? Nothing that interesting. I guess we'll go with the illusory hunt. Simply because the enemy buff is probably the best. And the last floor. Hopefully there's actually some interesting fights. Phantom Pain, nice. And hopefully these have something new in them. The bowl. Who cares? And first aid kit, yay! Those are old stuff. It's not that interesting. Double Pursuance, let's go! You know, something I've noticed, especially in this final one, is the increased health. It's very apparent. Like, all of these guys have become incredibly tanky. Honestly, with the increased health, I'm not sure if soloing is possible. I mean, I hope it is. I hope it still is, but with increased health, you don't have reliable staggering anymore. Especially with egos and things. The final boss. Yay! Oh man. That's kind of disappointing. We didn't get a single new fight. Maybe I just got really unlucky with it though. I hope I did. You know, overall, I think the change is okay. It's good. I kind of wish they didn't get rid of hard mode Mirror Dungeon. I still really like that. And while this one is fine, it's not the same. I know they'll eventually add a new one back, a hard mirror dungeon of this version. But yeah, I just kind of wish they didn't just, you know, remove it. But what can you do? Generally, it's fine. You can't really complain that much, I'd say. Unless you're just really unlucky and straight up don't get any new fights, if there even are new fights. There probably is, but I didn't get any of them. They are really tanky. The increased health and probably defense level as well. It's very noticeable on this 4th floor. They have so much more health now. Kind of crazy. Kind of really stupid too, to be honest. This boss is kind of boring too, to be honest. Especially when you got somebody like Rhino Mersault, where he can just straight up tank everything, no problem. It can get a little bit boring, to say the least. Especially when they don't really have a gimmick to play into, and the whole thing is just do damage. It's not that interesting of a boss. KQE. He's just... yeah, like I said, he's just boring. Nothing interesting going on, no real... you don't really need to think about anything. Especially because his gimmick is kind of uncounterable. I mean, of course you can always just use an evade skill, and that counters it pretty well, but yeah. The increased health, though, it's super noticeable. Like in the previous mirror dungeon, he would probably be dead by now, but with all the extra resistances and health from the increased level, it's crazy, man. Crazy how much he's resisting everything. Yeah, 57 defense level, that's crazy. I think they're a little bit too tanky. All the enemies. On the 4th floor, that is. Everything else is fine, but the 4th floor is just... they have so much health. And damage resistance, it's crazy. I really just feel like I'm not doing anything to this guy. It honestly feels like I'm just beating up a brick wall. Just absolutely crazy. I'm honestly getting annoyed at this point. How is he still not dead? It's been like... we're almost on a 3rd cycle at this point, and he's still not dead. This is getting kind of ridiculous. Maybe it's just like a really bad team comp against him or something, but my god. Kind of ridiculous. Oh my god, finally. Jesus, that took forever. That was like 20 minutes on a single fight. That was kind of ridiculous. I don't know if it's just KQE that was that tanky, or if it's just the mirror dungeon that's that way, but holy, oh my god, that was kind of a miserable last boss fight. Well, one thing, if all final bosses are that tanky, one thing's for certain, Rupture is meta in this mirror dungeon, because unless you want to spend 20 minutes on that stupid boss fight, you're gonna really want to be running Rupture. That's all I'm saying. Because pure damage is not very good when they're that tanky. Anyways, that's basically all I have for you right now. First run of the new mirror dungeon. Pretty good. I liked it up until the final floor, and then everything just became way too damage resistant and had a ton of health, and it was just kind of awful and boring. But yeah. Use a Rupture team. That's all I'm saying. Last floor will be way more manageable if you do that, and with the ability to actually be able to find useful ego gifts more reliably, you'll be able to actually get a bunch of Rupture ego gifts and make it actually viable and pretty good. That if I was using a Rupture team, that last fight would have probably lasted like 5 minutes instead of like 20. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, like and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Goodbye. So, turns out, exactly what I had issue with has already been dealt with. They lowered the enemies' levels, and the floor 4 boss fixed level of 50, and they lowered his HP and defense, so it's probably a lot more manageable now, and less absolutely horrible and taking 20 minutes to beat it, because that wasn't fun. That was just tedious. So it's good that they did this. And this is interesting too. They made the hard fights give you an ego gift 100% of the time as well. I thought abnormality counters were already at 75%, but I guess they weren't. But yeah, seeing as they fixed that, it's pretty good so far. I don't really have any complaints anymore. So that's good.